Hello and thanks for joining us for this edition of Tech 24. Coming up, Silicon Valley Chinese style. In Beijing, the district of Zhongguancun is home to startups, business incubators, and investors. We'll be heading there for a closer look. And later in the show, we'll be testing 1, 2, 3 interactive robots. They've got what you need, whether it's a snuggle, a quiz partner, or some gaming fun. That's with Dan and Jay Cuddling. From made in China to created in China, Beijing is home to a budding high-tech and software hub. Attracting startups, business incubators, and investors is key if the Asian giant wants to become a world leader in technological innovation and therefore rival Silicon Valley. As our correspondent Pierre-Philippe Berson reports, it's well on its way.
The buzz is clearly visible in Garage Cafe, which is said to be the very first digital project incubator in Beijing's Zhongguancun district. Dubbed China's Silicon Valley, some 15,000 startups were created here in 5 years.
When I started this place back in 2011, there were only 1 or 2 startup projects working here. But after only 3 or 4 months, we were getting more and more people. Soon all tables were full. Nowadays, this cafe is always crowded. During the past 4 years, we've helped launch between 800 to 1,000 startup companies.
Entrepreneurs, developers and students all gather in the cafe. They present their projects, looking for funding. Yang Zhao left San Francisco and his job at Google to launch his own startup here in Beijing, attracted by the vitality that Zhongguancun has to offer.
It was a good decision to come back to China because this is the biggest potential market of e-commerce in the world. And there's everything you need for an IT business. Beijing attracts a lot of talent. It's easy to find highly skilled students and investors. I think it's easier to get funding here than in Silicon Valley.
His smart video software technology detects movements on screens, attracting banks and airports as clients. With massages and a room to relax for his 70 employees, Yang Zhao is attempting to recreate a Silicon Valley-style work environment. Meanwhile, Chinese authorities have launched a number of their own incubators, like this one. With financial benefits and tax-free incentives, the government is hoping to convince young Chinese nationals who studied abroad to return and invest in new technology.
And invest in new technology.
This incubator was launched in 1997. The government now invests about 70 million euros here every year as it wants to actively support innovative companies. China wants to become the world leader in innovation. We're trying to transform our economic model from made in China to created in China.
With technologies such as robot massage and other new age relaxation methods, authorities in Zhongguancun appear willing and able to develop the country's young minds.
Moving on now to the extra second we all enjoyed a few days ago on June 30th, just before midnight. It's not the first time this has happened, adding 1 second to our 24-hour day. Back in 2012, the so-called leap second had wreaked havoc, disrupting the reservation system at Australian airline Qantas, affecting the internet servers at Mozilla, Reddit, and LinkedIn, just to name a few. Now, our in-house expert, Dan and Jay Cuddling, is with us on set to tell us more. Dan and Jay, is this a man-made mistake or a rare example of nature's imperfection?
Well, it's the way we measure our standards of time. You know, the need to add this leap second arises because of the difference in this in the standards of time measurement. For example, if you consider the rotation of Earth, you find that 1 second is defined as the time taken by Earth to complete a rotation around its axis, and you divide that by 86,400, the number. That's because in 24 hours, there are 86,400 seconds. But there's another standard, which is the atomic clock standard, which has been in use since 1970s. And this atomic clock, when it measures the Earth's rotation, it finds out that the Earth takes 86,400.002 seconds. So this addition of 0.002 seconds piles up, And after every 3 or 4 years, you get this correction in the form of leap second.
Well, why is the Earth slowing down or something? I mean, what is this lag time? This 0.002 seconds more?
Well, it's because of the company it keeps. You know, it's the same with everyone. In Earth's case, it's the moon. So what the moon does is, it's because of its gravity, it has its effect on the tides, and it creates these tidal bulges on our planet. And because of the creation of these tidal bulges, it slows the Earth down because of the drag. And this drag results in the Earth slowing, the rotating around its axis, which adds up to 0.002 seconds per day. So that's the reason why Earth is basically slowing. And this standard has been in place since 1970s, as I earlier mentioned. And since that time, there have been, regular addition of these leap seconds. And this is the 26th time that we'll be adding a leap second. So yeah, it's the
26th time since the 1970s.
Yeah, the July 1, 2015. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for that, Dan and Jay. Now it's time for Test 24. Robots, robots, robots. Today we've got not one, not two, but 3 robots to try out. Dan and Jay, let's start with this cute, cuddly guy. What is it?
Well, Shona, it's raining robots, and these robots have come from all over the world. So this robot is called Paro. It's made in Japan. It's a therapeutic robot in a sense that it's made for patients suffering from Alzheimer's. It's also a good companion for old people, and you can try it out. It's very cuddly. It's very cute, and the way you stroke it...
I'm an old person.
The way you stroke it, it responds. So you be nice to it, it will be very nice to you. Oh, you can hug her, or you can...
This is very
strange. It's like a pet. It's like your pet.
Like a pet.
Yeah, without having the need to have an actual
It moves.
Yeah, exactly. And if you press its feet, it will react differently. You stroke it on its head,
Ooh,
and the eyes look so real. Yeah, exactly. So it's a seal. It's a seal robot.
It's kind of weird. I mean, it's cute, but it's strange.
Anyway, so it's been medically proven that this robot actually helps in reducing the stress levels. It helps in relaxation.
I wonder if it does that more than an actual cat. Do you think, did they do the test?
I'm not a big fan of cats, so I'm not sure.
Well, for example, like a real cuddly animal versus a robot.
No, the only problem,
what would be the
only problem is that you have to look after the pets, for this, and it's especially made for people who cannot move or who have some form of a disease. So it's very, it's a good replacement of an actual animal.
Yeah,
exactly.
Okay. So this is all the convenient things.
Yeah, it's a 9th generation robot. The first robot was introduced in 1993, and it's developed into the latest form, which we see here. It costs around more than 5,000 euros. In fact, it's 5,500 euros. But many hospitals are trying it, and apparently they are quite happy with how it's performing. Yeah.
What if I touch the whiskers? It doesn't like it.
Yeah, there are many sensors. There are many sensors in the whiskers.
Wow. Hello. Okay.
So this is one of the 3 robots we have. The second one here, it's a French robot.
Yeah, what does he do? The tall guy right there.
It's called
the one
Reeti.
with the ears.
Yeah, exactly. It's called Reeti. It's made by a French company, Robopack. And it's also an emotive robot, so it expresses different forms of emotions. So, for example, I can control it from an iPad.
Yeah.
And you see you have different emotions. It's very cute as well. So.
What is that one? What did you just press on? Astonished.
Yeah. Now guess this one, okay?
Oh. That one? I don't know. I can't really see its face.
It's inquiring. Okay.
It's inquiring.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are multiple expressions. So
What's that one? What's this one?
Sorry. It's
Sorry.
apologizing. Surprise.
I guess I'm not very good at reading robotic facial expressions.
It's a good.
It's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
So what does it do though besides making facial expressions?
It's an emotive robot. It's an educational tool as well. So it has so basically it has quiz embedded in it. So if you ask certain questions to it, it will reply. Right now it's not working on this app for some reasons, but that's what it does. It's an educational tool, so you can have kids asking questions to it, and it will reply.
So it's like a Trivial Pursuit in a robot.
Yeah, but it's a fun way of learning as well. For kids, they don't want to be bored reading books, so this is a good way of teaching them.
Right. We know that you don't like books, Dan and Jay. We've gone over
E-book
this before. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also a communication tool. So there are some companies which have installed this robot, say at the reception, and it welcomes the guests, and it does the communication part as well. So it's a.
Does it speak, or does it just?
It does. For example, here it says bonjour, but the sound is not that great.
We can't hear.
You can
All
hear
right.
it a
Well,
bit, but
next time we'll get
we'll fix
a
that.
microphone
Yeah.
closer.
And the final robot is from Bristol.
Yeah, what's this one? It looks like a spider, like a mechanical spider on
Yeah, after
legs.
these peaceful, cute robots, we have a combatant.
Oh my God, it moved.
Yeah, it's called, this robot is called Macha Monster. And it's made in Bristol, as I mentioned. So you can control it using an app. It's basically a physical manifestation of a video game. You know, in video game, you get all the chances to shoot, you get to run, you get to do battles. So this is a physical manifestation of video games. So here you can see, now.
Oh, wow.
It's aiming, it's taking an aim, now it's starting to fire. You see?
Wow.
So here you see there's a gun, so it can shoot lasers, and the idea is that there are robots which will fight against each other.
So if I put another one in front of it, it'll do battle?
Exactly, it will shoot lasers at it. And it will be
Like
so
real
realistic.
lasers?
It will be so realistic that it's like in a video game. When someone gets hit, you actually fall down, so the robot will fall down. It has
And you control it with your phone.
Yeah, with the app. So you have the app, I have the app, and we fight against each other through robots. Because we won't. I mean, even if we are angry at each other, we won't fight. But this is a good way of venting our anger.
So it's like a video game, but it's like a real life.
Exactly,
video game.
it's a physical manifestation.
Oh
of
wow!
video
Look
game.
at that.
Yeah. So yeah, these are the 3 different forms of robots doing different things. And it also shows the kind of development that's taking place in the field of robotics. You remember we had the dinosaur robot, which was also very emotive.
That was very cute.
Yeah. So you see there are different forms of robotics that's evolving as we move on.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Dan and Jay, for this wonderful display. These 3 robots. I think I like this one the best. Anyway, that's the end of our show. You can find us on Facebook or Twitter. Our hashtag is Tech24. We leave you with these images of another robot, this time 2 robo-thespians, the first commercial robot that behaves like a person and sings like one too. Here they're quite ironically singing Marina and the Diamonds' I Am Not a Robot. See you next time.
Can you turn my power on? Well, let the drum beat drop. Guess what? I'm not a robot. Guess what? I'm not a robot.
Are you copying me? Let's do it one more time.